Okay, welcome to Literally Whatever. I'm Denton Walker.
We're back.
Yeah, that we are. Oh, my levels are really fucked.
This is gonna be an interesting one.
I think so. We set up Cam. You didn't really introduce yourself, though.
No.
Well,
I'm Cam. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough one. Don't worry, folks. We're like, okay, 7 o'clock Sunday. It's like, okay, got it. So then I work nights, so I got up at 7.
Oh, really?
Of course, had nothing prepared, so I had to spend another 15 minutes digging out headphones and mics. And then on top of that, this might be unusable. I'm really hoping, I'm
we'll see how it goes. Anyway, this is episode 64. This is the real episode 64. We 2 years ago and a few months or whatever, our last one.
Holy shit!
We thought it was 64, but it wasn't.
I remember we got it wrong once. We made a big note of it, and I guess we just did it again. Is that the case?
I don't know what happened, but anyway, surprise!
Yeah, we're back. I was just kind of
the hiatus is done. We got some good rest.
Yeah, believe it or not, didn't help. It's gonna be the same stuff, but I think that's good. I was looking back at some of the synopsises of our previous podcasts. I'm like, fuck, those sound awesome. I should listen to those again.
I listened to a couple of them. It's like, oh, I remember that. There's some fun stuff.
Well, yeah, I know this is gonna sound super douchey, but more so when we were actually recording, more often, obviously. I'd go back and listen to a bit of one for whatever reason, and it would just, I don't know, there'd be stuff in it that made me laugh, honestly laugh. I'm just like, well, either we're just actually funny. or I'm a narcissist. I'm just like, haha, that's me on the radio. I'm laughing. But
right, yeah. Well, I was just while I was waiting for you to get yourself in order.
Yeah,
I was listening to "No More Tears," aka the best song in the world.
No more tears. Is it that one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
No More Tears by Ozzy. I got it. It was last year, sometime. I don't know if it was even the year ago. It was in the summer-ish, I guess, maybe. I just got so into that song.
It's just a weird one to be into, in my opinion.
I don't know. I guess I just sort of. Well, I watched the video for it out of nowhere one day, and I was like, that's a sweet song. And then I just started noticing things about it. The guitar tone is way too heavy for that song. Because it's pretty minimal what Zakk Wylde does. And it's just what he's just jamming the shit out of that riff, and it's so heavy and and then there's this awesome solo, and there's whale sounds. It's great. It's a fantastic song.
Yeah, it's chock full of goodness. Does he have his weird little squeedly in it, woo?
Oh yeah, he does that.
Yeah, of course. I've heard the song. It's just I've never I like some Ozzy stuff. I'm not a huge fan. I much prefer Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
But I don't have I can understand why people Bark at the Moon. That's a nice song. It's a nice song.
It's very That's a very sweet song there.
Ozzy's
nice.
Ozzy's a good boy, and he's making some fun tunes. But I get that one. Crazy Train's a monster hit for him, so you have to get that. But yeah, No More Tears was never really my jam, so I never got.
You gotta listen to it. I'm telling you.
Everybody, pick
up.
It
just makes me laugh too. I just love how heavy the guitar is in that song.
It's
it's really chuggy.
Yeah,
and then the solo is awesome. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, that was what year was that song? 80s, 90s?
It was in the early 90s.
Okay. We're just slipping out of the 80s where you had brought up a good point before. I don't know if you ever did on the show, but like you're like just every band in the 80s, like metal band, rock metal band, just all their guitars were really good despite how shitty the band was.
Well, yeah. I know, like Winger and Rat. Except, well, I love those two bands, but they're like, nobody likes them.
No. But kind of okay. I guess we have 2 years of shit we can bring up, but since we're just talking about stuff we got like weirdly obsessed with, especially musically. Last Christmas, and no, I wasn't obsessed with Wham, haha. But no.
Oh God.
Well, okay, Cam, when in our much younger days, when we were back in, I think we were just out of high school.
Much younger days, yes, so much, much younger.
Much younger. Well, shit, nearly 2 decades, like no joke. That's fucking much younger. God, I hate it now that we can measure.
Not 2 decades. It's like a decade and a couple years.
Oh, yeah, I'm fucking bad at math. Anyway, holy shit. Well, see, it's older for me because I have dementia. That's why.
I see.
Yeah. But Cam, he like, I forget the circumstance. I was like into heavy metal Christmas music. Like it was basically just Twisted Sister that day. And then Cam just busts out like, "Hey, check this out!" And it's a compilation of bands that do heavy metal Christmas songs, like Dave Grohl and Lemmy doing "Run Run Rudolph."
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, Lemmy, God rest his soul. He's running with the reindeer now.
He sure is.
Yeah, but there's one song on it by Christian heavy metal band Striper.
Oh, right, yeah.
Walking in a Winter Wonderland, and it's a live version on the Christmas album, but I looked it up on YouTube. A recording of it exists, and really? it's the fucking best. Like they have like some intro chatter, and he's like, "Come on, guys, let's record this song," and everyone's like, "No." It's like, "Come on, you gotta do it." I forget everybody's names. Like Nick on the drums, you got back. I was like, "No." I was like, "Fine, guys, I'll get started." What? Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening?
They're trying to have some in-studio banter like Van Halen or something.
Exactly. And so the drummer's like double kicking and stuff, and the singer's just singing, and he's like, "John, get in here, a beautiful night."
I remember that song, actually.
Yeah, I fucking loved it. Like, people, the reason why I really am a sucker for vocal harmony, so I actually kind of like that song, but it's fucking retarded. Sorry for the...
Yeah.
Like, I listened to it like probably like 20 times in a row at work. I'm just moving boxes and listening to like Striper Christmas music. But yeah, that was my... Well, We've got more. Do you want to dive into this topic? Or
into more Christmas heavy metal songs?
Well, there's tons, Cameron. It's
I know.
but no, just weird stuff in music videos. I don't know. Did we ever do that on an episode? Did I ever talk about the Turtles music video?
I don't think so. Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I'm sure I told you about it, but I don't know if that was just you and I just actually talking, or if that was a thing. The thing is, when you get to be old timers like us, I'm 20 decades old, and I apparently by my math, when you get to be old, time slips away. Like 2 years, it doesn't feel like 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Kind of has.
Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to be so wrong.
Well, I don't know.
No, it doesn't feel like it to me. But
the last thing we talked about on this show was The Force Awakens.
Fuck! Holy shit! That was wow. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know why I'm so flabbergasted. Like, oh, the last thing we talked about was The Force Awakens. It's like, oh my god. Like, it's like, yeah, okay, that's just the truth. Well, I mean, 2 Star Wars movies have come out since then. We could talk about those.
That's true.
Just years.
Before we get into that, though, you were wearing an Iron Maiden shirt.
You're right.
And I was actually going to ask you if you'd listened to Iron Maiden lately, because I did not too long ago, and I was like, I fucking love this.
Oh, really? I haven't. I honestly, they had that one album, I forget what it's called, but it's with the Undead Tank Crew.
Oh, yeah, the Book of Souls.
So, I think it was the one before. No, there's like one after that. I want to say it's called A Matter of Life and Death. But,
oh yeah, that one. That one came out a little while ago.
Well, yeah. Regardless, I was just like, I listened to it and it followed that same fucking Iron Maiden. Like, after Iron Maiden released A Brave New World.
Yeah, they're pretty formulaic.
Exactly. And there's even a song on Number of the Beast where I was just cruising with my roommate. He had Number of the Beast playing on the stereo, and I didn't know what exact song it was, and I'm like, what is this, fucking From a Brave New World? He's like, no, this is like classic Iron Maiden. I'm like, holy shit, just sounds like everything they've ever done except for their good stuff. So yeah. But anyway, yes, it's been a while for me since Iron Maiden, for that reason.
Well, yeah, the Book of Souls is their newest album, and it was actually pretty good.
I'll have to check it out. That was one of my, if I had 3 bands growing up that really just defined it defined the way I liked music in high school. It was like Iron Maiden, Metallica, and probably equal time, but kind of split up, Dragon Force and Rush.
Nice, yeah.
Started off with Dragon Force, and then I'm like, oh, I'm learning how to play an instrument. I guess I better like Rush.
Yeah, I liked Rush at the time. I never fully got into them until my later days.
Oh yeah. Like, it was Rush was a tail end of high school, but like Chris, our friend Chris, he is like, just gave me, it's like, here's some stuff with drums in it. He pushed it, and he gave me the Rush 30 Russian Rio, and
that's a good one.
He's like, check out this drum solo, and it changed my life. Then I was totally committed to drums until I gave them up. But you know, it's how it goes.
Yeah, I think I was just threw on Power Slave like a couple months ago, and I was just like, man, this album's sweet.
Power Slave is the thing is they have some of the most solid album. Like, as much shit as I was like, and it all sounds the same, even their old stuff sounds the same. It's like Iron Maiden's fucking love Iron Maiden. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of their first two albums. Which,
Yeah, me too. I love those ones.
yeah, Paul Diano, who, like, it was weird. Like, I watched this documentary where it just showed Paul Diano just like touring around. He's just doing he's basically an early Iron Maiden cover band. He's like wearing like a jersey,
Yeah,
and like a
he had,
ball
like,
cap.
gold chains on and shit.
He looked like a weird cross between like a hip hop and nu metal guy. I don't know. Hell of a singer, but he has no style. Oh, sorry, Paul. I've spoken.
Very strange.
Yeah. But all right, so let's give these new guys Iron Maiden a listen, shall we? Check out the Book of Souls. I'd really love. I wish we had that poll.
I saw that tour in Toronto.
Yeah,
and it killed, man.
Of course, like when they were in Alberta, when they were here, it's one of the like I've been to a surprising amount of concerts for how much I dislike leaving my house, and Iron Maiden is like Iron Maiden for me is one of those holy shit concerts. This was an experience. Like, they start off like they have this song called "Aces High."
Yeah, that was killer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people like heavy metal that listen to this. I'm gonna say none, because the people that I actually talk to that listen to it are just like one girl, Amber Solberg. She makes paintings and stuff. She's very cool, artsy girl. Check out the Amber Solberg Makery.
It's an entire makery.
Yeah, a makery. She has like these weird like little embroidered patches that say "fuck" on them. It's cool.
Yes.
But anyway, I remember one of her comments about the show was like, "I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but it's funny." So I was a little like, "Oh, okay." So,
well, you know what? Iron Maiden is funny. When you see Bruce Dickinson just flying around the stage in like a bird mask and trash pants.
I think it's actually when Iron Maiden did a show in Rio, believe it or not, is when I first got introduced to Bruce Dickinson. He's the lead singer of Iron Maiden, and he's an enthusiast of every weird kind of like weird thing. He's a fencer, a pilot. He's a tank enthusiast, and he's a credited tank enthusiast. That was on
I remember
a tank TV show. It's like Bruce Dickinson, tank enthusiast, but yeah, he has like these.
He's like an Olympic class fencer too. That's what he was gonna do before he joined Iron Maiden.
He's the fucking best.
He was like, yeah, I was on my way to be in the Olympics for fencing, and then I joined Iron Maiden.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, I never caught exactly, like, holy shit. And like back in the 80s, that, like, I don't know why you would make that decision. Well, I know, because being in a band starting off is about as obscure as being an Olympic level fencer. Even if he won a gold medal, all of Britain would be like, "Hey, good job, Bruce." And they'd go back to doing other shit. Unless you do like a cool Olympic sport, nobody cares. Or unless you're like just insane. Like Usain Bolt is only still remembered because he's as fast as a leopard. That's what he gets.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Probably.
We're like 100 references deep now.
I mean, I wonder if his name like put him on that path.
Well, yeah, like that is a rather comic book hero name, like Usain Bolt, and he just happens to run really fast. Like, come on, that's like punish.
It's like that. It's like that one time when we were on an airplane and the pilot's name was Keith Wingfield.
Yeah, it's like people. I feel
like
that there's
destiny. That's just all
exactly.
It is.
Just an elf reading from a tome talking about destiny, and Keith Wingfield and Usain Bolt come out. Two men whose destinies something. I can't come up with prophetic shit to say right now. Anyway, Trash Pants. Check out Bruce Dickinson's Trash Pants. But yeah, Iron Maiden was Aces High is playing. It starts off with a Winston Churchill speech, and it's got a little lead in with a guitar. So it's like and then it's like it's like the whole crowd takes a breath in, like
we were really close to the stage at that point too.
We were very close. We're like, oh yeah, they're gonna be sweating on us. We might get a piece of Trash Pants slammed on us. But then, the song kicks in and it's fairly fast paced. We get shoved back, just probably like 10 rows, just like. It was standing, so it's not like a fucking riot where people were like tossing us out of chairs, but we got pushed back way back. So it was just it was awesome. And they for whatever reason decided to play none of their new album.
It was the Somewhere Back in Time tour, so it was like a basically greatest hits. And it was sweet.
Oh, that's basically that's exactly what you want from a band. Fucking computers, like. Don't worry, folks. My computer's securing itself. Relax. My computer's security.
Very good.
It's exactly what you want from like an old school like 80s metal band. It's like, we're just gonna play all the hits. I know we have a new album out from like a year ago, but don't worry about that. And then everybody's like, we weren't. Play Wasted Years.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when I saw them in Toronto, it was still good. They did quite a few of the new songs, but they were actually enjoyable.
It sounds like it. They were enjoyable.
They were fine.
You were sorry.
I don't know. I was on the floor for that one again because just randomly floor tickets came up. It was like 2 days before I was leaving for Toronto because I was going there to see David Gilmour, and then. I'm like, I'm just going to check these Iron Maiden tickets again. It's like, oh, there's floor available. Okay, I guess I'm going.
Well, I mean, why not? That'd probably be... Was it... Like, I know it wasn't... Okay. First off, standing? Like,
yeah,
was
yeah.
it...
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Secondly, as good, worse, or better than the... I think it was... Calgary, or no? We saw
we were in Edmonton for that one.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was probably as good, I'd say.
I just have. I don't know. It might be because, like I said earlier, I rarely leave my house if I have to. I just the buzz, the tingling. Fuck, I don't know what I'm trying to say. it seems like there'd be like an energy in like a city in Toronto where it's just like,
Oh yeah, it was pretty nuts.
yeah, like whenever you see a music video for the Scorpions, that's what I expect. That's the kind of feeling I get when you're at a big city concert. Just everybody's like climbing on top of each other, but like not violently. They're like, oh yeah, we all love the Scorpions. Anyway.
It's kind of funny because like it was in Toronto in April, so it's like I'm not used to it being cold at that time anymore.
Right.
So it was like fucking blizzard that day, and I have to like wait outside. It was really stupid shit. It was like a credit card entry thing for the ticket, and I was at the one door where I went in 2 days earlier to go see David Gilmour, and I was like, okay, I'll just come to this entrance for Iron Maiden because nobody's here.
Right.
So I went to that entrance and I like try to get in. They're like, oh, you can't get in this way with your general admission floor. You have to go all the way around the building to gate 3 or whatever it was. So I was like, oh, okay. Right. And it was like huge lineup of people and outside. I was like, it's like a blizzard out, so I'm just standing out there by myself waiting. Yeah.
It's not even like you have like a friend there to be like, this weather, huh? It's like, I know, I wish I was inside. Like somebody to small talk with to mitigate the pain. I guess you could have struck up a conversation with strangers, been like, yeah, like Iron Maiden. It's like, me too.
Yeah, I don't know. There's this really drunk guy, like,
oh fuck,
behind me or something, who thought he was getting into the show, but he was not.
No, from drunkenness or lack of ticket.
Yeah, his ticket situation was not proper.
Very, very cold to this man. As cold as that blizzard. It's like you sound like you're running like some sort of like you're an officer. His ticket situation was not proper.
I don't know. I guess that's all I can think of.
It's perfect. It's just funny.
And I was thinking like the lineup was so huge, nobody knew what the fuck was going on with that credit card entry. So I was like, oh damn it, I'm gonna be like way at the back, and then I wasn't. So
nice.
I got like right up to the front again because the opening act was so shitty. Nobody wanted to be there.
Was it Steve Harris's daughter?
No, it was I don't even remember what they were called. But it was like, wow, you're at the wrong concert.
Wow, that's too bad. Yeah, because when we saw Iron Maiden, it was the bassist and probably the founding. Well, it's him and like Dave Murray are the founding members of Iron Maiden. Mm-hmm. His daughter had a band, and they were not so good.
Not great.
I mean, I'm sure his daughter's very good looking, so you know, but like, yeah. Well, anyway, we're not here to shit on Steve Harris's daughter. Well, you know what we are. This is literally whatever. We can talk about whatever we want. Want to just finish off the next half hour just like, and what was she wearing? My God, leather pants. Talk about cliche. Just be catty to someone a million degrees of better than me. I'm just fucking... Anyway, I'm spiraling. Well, so we'd been in talks to do this a little earlier, but Cam had he had a big weekend. I don't know if you want to talk about it or not.
I didn't tell you about my big weekend.
I assumed I saw, I sleuthed it out. There's some Facebook stuff going on. I like, yeah, I know what it is, but I'll let you explain it if you want. If yeah,
Well, it was Comic-Con in Victoria.
woo, or as they like to call it, a comic festival.
Yeah, they should have been, actually. They should have just called it that. Victoria Nerd Festival.
Nerd festival. It's like buy some tchotchkes, meet some B-list celebrities, local comic cons.
Which it was fine. It was listen. The last
It sounds less fine than initially stated, Cameron.
Well, I'm just saying the last con I was at
Right.
was Star Wars Celebration.
That's
which was
true.
Enormous. And
That-
so,
yeah.
so the Victoria one was very tiny. So it's just like, oh, well, I was finished that con in like an hour.
Well, maybe to make it more like the Star Wars one, you should have just waited 12 hours before it opened and just slept on the ground.
I guess
in front of
so.
the building.
But no, like it's the first time I've ever done it here, so it was run really well. It was good. People were loving it, having a good time. So that's all great. But I was like, the building that they're using just had a lot of wasted space in it. It's just
bad feng
just kind of
shui.
like- yeah, it's just the design of the convention center here is kind of like weird, and the exhibit halls aren't really that big, so you can't fit a lot in there.
See, when you said it was like kind of weird, I expected it like a like when they have like a parent-teacher interview night at school, where like you'll just duck into a random classroom and then there'll be a bunch of stuff. Like it's not in a big auditorium; it's in a bunch of like side offices.
There's a kind of that. There's like some side rooms,
Oh God, that's great! I love that.
but the auditorium they have in there is really good though. So, yeah, Friday, I went and I saw What's Left of Bret Hart.
Oh God, oh that's rough. How's the Hitman doing?
He seems okay.
It's good.
It's just like I don't know. I don't know. They should have just blasted his music. It would have got me pumped up.
Of you mean?
But
seeing
it's
a
just
60
Just like, and here is Bret Hart, and it's just this old man just walks on stage. It's like,
With-
oh,
and he's got to have like all fucked up knees from wrestling, and he's just kind of shuffling out, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Bret Hart. I was a genie once,
wearing
but that's not."
yeah, wearing a flannel shirt with like a vest over top. I'm like, that's not pink spandex. What are you doing?
Sounds like fucking Marty McFly. Why is he?
Yeah, he was. He was old man Marty McFly.
Old. I go by Martin McFly now. Please don't refer to me as Marty. Yes, I've been time traveling. I went back in time and gave Hitler a sharpshooter. Whatever.
And
Yeah.
it was just kind of awkward, that whole thing, the whole panel.
It is always weird. Like, I don't know. Like when people who are like huge like have to do like little venues, it is always kind of awkward. Like, I don't know. It feels there's an uncomfortable. It's like the anti-Scorpions thing. How the Scorpion you watch a Scorpions music video and you're like, yeah, I'm part of it. You want the reverse feeling of that, like, oh no, I'm trapped. That's what it's like watching a fallen celebrity, I guess.
Yeah. It was just the moderator was not good. It's just like there's pretty low energy. I don't know. But then I don't know, he started answering questions and stuff, and it was interesting to hear some of what he had to say.
Oh yeah, any wrestlers are awesome. Any interview I've heard of the wrestler is just like, this is actually pretty cool to listen to. And I'm not a big wrestling fan. They just have crazy stories of like drugs and sex and being nearly killed a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I was tempted to ask a question about him being the genie, but I'm like,
That would have been great.
I was like, these are all wrestling fans here. They want to have their wrestling time with Brett.
Well, of course. I mean, as funny, like I don't know how much they appreciate like the weird ironic thing that we like, where it's just like, look at how stupid this is. But I guess maybe we should. How do you explain a wrestler? It's just that we have. If we're keeping the same fan base, we have our friends who don't watch wrestling, and then like 60 people from Africa.
Right. Well, okay. Well, Bret the Hitman Hart was a legendary wrestler in the 80s and 90s. He is the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. That's
what he says, folks. Like I'm not.
He's the excellence of execution.
Right. Yeah, he's actually from the same province that Cam and I are from.
Calgary.
Right. And he well, you know, I've used up all my Bret the Hitman Hart knowledge.
He was a hero. He was a hero back in the day.
It's true. Like I said, I wasn't as big into wrestling, but Bret the Hitman Hart was. He's one of the staples, a Canadian and a semi-local boy. But in his later years, when he probably. Do you know why he left wrestling?
Oh yeah, that's a long story.
Oh, okay. Well. Anyway, he left wrestling.
It has to do with what's known as the Montreal Screwjob. Just look that up and find the story. It's crazy.
I'm going to. We'll talk about it next show. But also a delicious cocktail, the Montreal Screwjob. But in his later years, I don't know if it was to pay the bills or just because he's like, you know what, this is something I've always wanted to do. He joined a local Calgary theater group and he played the genie in a play version of Aladdin.
Yes.
That's the funniest fucking thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, that was I forget where I saw it. Maybe at your house, maybe at Mike's. I don't know. I just saw it in like a basement.
Yeah, it was like a TV ad. Like, what the hell?
He's just sitting there with his arms crossed, like he's still wrestling, like he's doing a wrestling promo. He's just like, "Hey, come see me as the genie," and it's just like, "Holy shit, I want to, but I probably couldn't drive, and it would be very tough to explain to my mom, like, hey, I want to go to Calgary to see Bret the Hitman Hart act as a genie in Aladdin. I didn't know you're such a big wrestling fan. I'm not. This is just the stupidest. I have a very advanced sense of appreciation for dumbness. So I desperately want to see it.
Yeah, I could have got the answer why, but I just couldn't. I didn't want it. He was like taking up a lot of time answering questions. I'm like, oh, he's gonna go in 20 minutes into why he was the genie. I can't take that time away from these people.
Yeah, especially with the Montreal Screwjob hanging over everybody's heads. Everybody wants to know all the details. I do, and like I said, I don't have a horse in the race. I like Bret the Hitman Hart. He's a folk hero, but you know what? It's like a Link from Legend of Zelda. He shows up, breaks my pots, and I'm just like, yeah, well, that was Link, the hero of time. I don't worship him. I know who he is.
That's true. So yeah, that was Friday. I also saw. This was in one of the classrooms, as you put it.
Right.
I saw Mike Quinn, he's a puppeteer, and he played Nine Numb
Oh, Three Face. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, he did. He was the puppeteer for it in Return of the Jedi because it was a puppet back then, which is kind of weird.
Yeah,
And then he was actually in the costume for the new movies.
That is a good thing that JJ did. He like put a lot of people like back in the same spots, didn't he? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's so weird. He's a puppet. I would have just assumed it was a guy with prosthetics, but I guess how could they move the lips if it wasn't a complete robot?
Yeah, it was a puppet back then, and he was like a teenager.
That. How would you even write that on your resume? It's like, well, for the summer, I moved the mouth of a alien pilot for the new Star Wars movie.
Well, he's been involved with all of Jim Henson's stuff forever, so
he's like an understudy ish. Like, is there? Can you get like an apprenticeship in puppetry? Can you be like a Red Seal puppeteer?
I don't know. We know a puppet expert. We'll have to ask.
Oh, that's right. We do. I don't know. There's just something in me that's broken because when somebody's excited to talk about something like Aaron is about puppets, it's like, I don't want to hear about this.
It was a pretty good panel that he did though.
No, that's good.
It was cool. Got first-hand information that George Lucas did, in fact, direct some of Return of the Jedi.
What were the, like, it's like, somebody's like, okay, you were there, you worked in the place, did you see...
Well, no, he was just talking about when the scenes he was doing puppeteering Nine Numb, and he was like, yeah, George Lucas was directing all the cockpit stuff. And I'm like, whoa, wait, what?
That's, well, I mean, yes, he was technically directing, but telling Billy D. Williams...
He's like, Richard Marquand wasn't even there.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like,
well, I'm just saying, like those are pretty easy to direct. Like, it's not like he got a good chunk of... It's like, you're basically telling Billy D. Williams what to say to a puppet.
Yeah.
The puppet can say whatever. You, like... How do you direct Nine Nub? Just like, okay, shake your head a little bit and just shout gibberish. Okay, Billy, react to it like he said we're about to crash or something. That was too close. Yeah, Billy, that was very urgent. Anyway, we're going... but...
well, I don't know. It's just cool to hear firsthand information, because it's always been sort of speculated that, like, yeah, George Lucas probably actually directed most of this.
Oh, really? That's cool.
But Richard Marquand's the credited director. So it's just kind of neat to hear, like, oh yeah, George was directing us that day.
Sweet. That is, yeah, that's why panels are so great. Especially, like, on the flip side of it being depressing to see fallen celebrities, seeing, like, the little guys, like the behind the scene guys, they know a lot of stuff. So it's cool to hear that. I saw on your Facebook thing, you didn't get to meet Patrick Warburton.
I know, I wanted to. He was on Saturday. I had to work. I saw him though in the in the autograph row thing. He was there. I saw him. So
that's as close as you get, huh?
Yeah.
What would you have just go up to him? The Devils.
Yeah. I wanted I think his autographs were like $50 or something. I was kind of like, meh. I just wanted to high five him.
Of course. Up top. When we went to the one comic, well, it wasn't with you. I went to the one comic book expo, the Calgary Comic Book Expo. They had the Soup Nazi there, and I
Yeah,
think his were
I was there for that one.
Oh, you were? Okay. Yeah. It was weird. I don't remember going to that with... like the thing... like I said, I have dementia. It's like, I remember going with specific people to all of them, but I must have just... Who did we go with to that one? Or did we just go separately?
No, we stayed at Eli's house.
Oh, right. That's right. That was a fun trip, I guess, that I don't remember.
I think, yeah.
I kind of wish I would have got a Ray Park thing. I wish I would have just buckled down and got a Ray Park autograph, but alas, I was like, Darth Maul, who cares? No, nobody likes Darth Maul anymore. Fucking everyone.
That was back when he wasn't alive again.
Yeah, it's true. Not that Ray Park has anything to do with him anymore anyway.
No.
Yeah, I mean, but so I had a fun weekend of Comic-Conning and
well, yeah, that was Friday. I went again on Sunday for a little bit, and we caught the Battlestar Galactica panel. I've never watched that show.
So it's like when I saw Anthrax, it's an old 80s thrash band. I'd never seen them before. I went to go see Megadeth, or I had never heard an Anthrax song, and they're just playing. I'm like, these guys are good. I like them. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this show sounds awesome. I should go see it, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it was really good. Nash is a fan of the show, at least, so when we went, I'm like, yeah, there's a Battlestar Galactica panel. He's like, what? Really?
Well, so, like, what did you learn? Did you learn George Lucas directed an episode of Battlestar Galactica?
I learned George Lucas watched that show because of Robin Williams, I think.
What? Okay.
Weird secondhand story. There's just one of the actors from the show had a lot of stories to tell. He was actually pretty funny. He's fun to watch.
George Lucas, I mean, of course he'd come up a lot at Comic-Con. It's just weird that, like, a completely different, like, a guy who did Star Wars mentions him, and then a guy who did another sci-fi mentions him. Just, maybe George Lucas was at that thing, and that's why everybody was like, oh yeah, I saw George the other day. That reminds me of a story. Yeah.
He was just secretly there.
How could George Lucas secretly be there? He's a very distinct looking man now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just, I don't know. You have a better George Lucas impression.
He finally gets to build his museum that he's been trying to do forever.
I saw the article. I didn't read it but so George Lucas is the one building the museum. It's not even like a bunch of like people who are like, oh, well, George Lucas is a cinematic icon. He's shaped American.
I don't think he's literally going to be there, like laying down some concrete.
It's like,
but it's his idea that he's had for a long time.
Just directs it all shitty. Like, I'm going to be the foreman. Like, okay, this put some bread under the foundation. George, why would you put bread under the foundation? Just do it. Kids like bread.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think it's supposed to be some sort of like science and technology museum or something like that.
That's fucking cool.
And I think he wanted it to be in Chicago or something, but it kept getting blocked for like a long time.
Why?
I don't know. And then he was finally like, okay, I'll just put it in LA then. And they're like, yeah. So,
of course.
So George Lucas finally gets to have his museum, so that's kind of cool.
That's awesome. Good That's what this has all been leading up to. It's like as he's flying to Africa to film A New Hope. He's like, can't wait for my museum. Just gonna oh yeah, this is gonna be sweet. I'm gonna hold on the rights to all the toys so I can fucking buy a museum, or I don't know. Well, it's just kind of, well, I'm stammering. Science and Technology Museum. I just would have. I figured it would have just been a museum about George Lucas, but it's just named after him, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it works in the museum world, but it's
Right.
just it's like the Royal Tyrrell. I'm sure there was a Tyrrell. That's his museum.
Yeah, but my thing is, when Tyrell, royal or otherwise, was like doing like, it's not like Tyrell was. Oh, I don't know. I'm about to bust my own point. Because it's like, was Tyrell just a king or whatever before, and they just named dinosaur shit after him? It's like, yeah, it's probably exactly what happened. So George Lucas is just, I'm a movie guy, and now they're gonna do science shit, or show science shit. I don't know. Like, I'm very curious, like, what a tech museum will be like. It's like, this is what a phone is. It's like, yeah, okay. This is a new type of waffle iron.
I don't know.
I guess it's really telling that I don't go to a lot of museums. I have a confession to make. I also don't know the museum game, Cameron.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
But also on that topic, after Comic-Con on Sunday, we went to see The Last Jedi at the IMAX, which is in the museum.
It's in the museum.
Well, the IMAX theaters in the
Oh yeah,
in the Victoria Museum thing.
I thought you were like saying The Last Jedi was just in the museum, like a DVD case just sitting on display. Like,
There it is.
It's The Last Jedi, probably one of the weirdly most hated Star Wars. Just everybody fucking bagging on it, but yeah. No, that's a cool. I don't know. It's a cool theater. You just go in, you learn some shit, buy some Dragon Wolf shirts, and then go watch a movie.
That's right. But my weird story about that was like, when this is Victoria IMAX, so obviously old people. There's always going to be old people in there.
Of course.
And so before the movie, they usually just have music playing over the speakers or whatever, and they have a little slideshow thing going on the screen just while everybody's coming in and stuff. But I was noticing the music was on like it's on like a goth rock playlist or something.
That's great.
Because I'm like what the hell is this? Like, it's just playing. This song came on that I was actually really digging it, because this song comes on and the guitar playing sounded so much like Alex Lifeson. It was weird, but the vocals come in, and it's like that like weird low like goth speaking type vocal.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's like, it's like quiet. Like, I can't even do it.
And I was
Anyways.
like, who is this? So I like Shazammed the thing,
Right.
and then I found out the band's name is this band called Fields of the Nephilim or something like that.
Oh God, fuck.
And it's like this goth rock band just like playing before the Last Jedi with like all these old people in there. I'm like, this is hilarious.
That's
And
great.
I really like that song now.
It just brings back fond memories of that time I watched Last Jedi with a bunch of old people. Just when you're like saying it's a goth rock playlist, there's this like the beautiful people. All these old people are like, oh, this is a positive song.
I don't.
It's
Well,
about-
I don't know if you call it goth rock. So it sounds like it. It's one of those genres that's. They also call it dark wave.
Dark wave.
It's like the same sort of category as like the Cult and the Cure and a few other bands like Sisters of Mercy and stuff like that.
Just spooky pop. Is what they should
Not
just
really,
call it.
not really pop. I don't know.
Oh,
It's weird.
Oh.
Just I'm like I've never heard it called dark wave before, but that's what. When I looked up the band, it's like goth rock / dark wave.
dark wave. That's
I'm like awesome.
it's like all right. Like I don't know. Rock and heavy metal are just there's a billion genres. Just needs to be two. Just ballads and fucking heavy as fuck. It's all you need. It's all the classifications you need.
And Duran Duran.
Oh yeah, classic heavy metal group, Duran.
Not obviously not metal, but I fucking love the Rio album.
Yeah, you had like a weird. You.
That was my most played
Yeah.
album of last year.
Oh, Rio.
It's
Like,
so good. It's good enough that they made Bruce Banner wear a Rio shirt in Thor Ragnarok.
Oh. I guess. Oh. I don't know why. I weirdly like. I guess I don't know why the Hulk. Like now, I'm like, oh, the Hulk wore a Duran shirt. That legitimizes it. I have to go listen to these guys.
It's technically Tony Stark's shirt, as he
yeah.
says in the movie. But I'm like, what? What the fuck? He's wearing a Rio shirt.
You're just sitting in the theater, like silently cheering, like yes.
It's like,
It's like, all right.
they get it.
Rio is good. That's a great album. Tony Stark into
Telling
it.
you, it's solid.
No. Okay, we got a lot to listen to. We got some Iron Maiden. We've got some. Weirdly enough, Rio has been the through line of this episode is Rio.
That is true. Huh.
Everything.
How about that?
It's like, where was the Victoria Comic Con? Rio. Like, oh no, that's weird, but okay, I get it. Wow.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I don't know. There's something about it. Like I like to say about that album, it grooves for days.
Grooves for days. Cameron Moen, quotation marks. You got it. I'll have to. Here's the thing. I'm so culturally like I'll read the news and stuff, but new music and like stuff like I'm very. Music and movies and stuff, I have to turn to people's advice. So, like, I probably have done no cultural growth since we've stopped doing this. Because Cameron would be like, "Oh, I listen to this. Go listen to it," and then I go, "Okay," or I'll go watch this movie. Like, okay. Which reminds me, maybe we'll set up for the next episode. I started watching that Transformers.
Did you?
I watched the first half, and I was like, I have to fucking get a notepad. Like,
Yeah.
There's not enough bad things. I can't remember all the bad shit.
That movie is impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to make sense of it.
Exactly. I don't want to get too much into it because I'm thinking our episode 65 is going to be an hour of trashing the last. What's it
night.
fucking called? The Last Night. Lots of lasts in recent years.
I know, yeah.
And the last of everything. Although in the Star Wars case, that was just a tease. Or I don't know. Is it technically true? No, we're into philosophy. Is
Right.
Rey truly a Jedi? I don't know.
Remains to be
but-
seen, I guess.
Well, I mean, Luke gave her a ringing endorsement after he got punked on super hard. Just Luke Skywalker took a really great nap and died. I hated that, but like I said, you know what? Mark Hamill even like made a post about. Anyway, we should. We're almost.
I liked it. I actually liked that. What he did in that movie.
Yeah, I liked it the most part. I just think it was like when Luke died, it was kind of a fuck you death to Luke. I
don't really see it that way.
Fair. I'm just saying it was okay. Maybe not so much a fuck you, just unsatisfying. It was like, well, I wanted my epic standoff, and anyway.
Yeah, I get that. It was like that the first time I watched the movie too. I was kind of like left the movie feeling weird about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since.
Really?
No, it's just kind of like, I'll wait for it to come out on DVD.
Yeah, it got better for me. I got better the second time, and then most recently when I saw it again, I was like, oh man, this is so good.
It's visually like awesome. It's just
there's some stuff in that movie that doesn't work for me. Canto Bite. No. But
yeah, it looks cool. Like, I almost wish they would have like taken those things and did like how they're kind of like just doing, like, make it a Star Wars story thing where it's like a spy movie, and basically a Star Wars James Bond. Put that in Canto Bite.
But
fine by me.
I liked like everything that happens on the island stuff. I was like just loving it.
Yeah, I would say with an asterisk, I wasn't like crazy about the Yoda stuff, but it was just really weird. I don't know. I just thought it was like, I don't know. I just didn't like the whole. Anyway, fucking. I have to. I don't want to bitch about Star Wars, especially when we're drawing to a close on this episode anyway. Go see The Last Jedi, listen to Iron Maiden, Rio by Duran Duran.
Yeah, right. And
just Rio everything.
Maybe try to make your way through Transformers.
Sorry.
I was actually like, it's not a good movie by any means, but I think that's the one I enjoy the most since the first one. And basically only because Anthony Hopkins is having a hell of a time in that movie.
Oh, I don't yeah. I could almost see it if Anthony Hopkins was like, just read the script and he's like, oh my god, I can't act. It's like, this will be the greatest acting challenge of all time. I'm given the worst piece of cinema ever written, and I have to try and make it palatable.
Oh, he's doing it. He's like, man, he's just having a blast in this movie. I've never seen Anthony Hopkins like this before.
Bad? Yeah, me neither. Anyway, you're roboting out super hard, and we're an hour anyway, so we should probably cut our losses.
All right.
But yeah, let's maybe give an update where people can go to get the new pods, the old pods, all the pods.
All the pods are now on. We've moved over to Podbean. Yeah, it's a whole bean full of pods.
pot of beans.
Right. So,
But yeah,
there's the Facebook page still. That'll take you everywhere you need to go. Literally whatever on Facebook. And then I think, let's see. I think it's just... Let me find what our site is called here.
we'll edit this later. Ha ha ha. That old gag.
Right. So it's literally whatever.podbean.com. We're on there. We're still on iTunes. We're still on Stitcher. Who uses Stitcher? But we're there.
Great. Well, we're back in a big way. But
In some kind of way.
in some kind of way. I swear to God, this might be a lost tapes episode because I'm betting there's a technical hiccup somewhere we don't catch until after we get it all put together. Like, oh, your microphone was set to cat noises, and it's just one guy's going meow 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 the entire time.
Well, hopefully it didn't come to that.
But anyway, let's wrap it up like we've been trying to do for fucking 20 minutes. So, anyway, goodbye from me.
Yeah, peace out from me. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.